Business organization. Types of business organizations. The main types of business organization in the private sector are classified as sole traders, partnerships, private limited companies, public limited companies, multinationals, and cooperatives. Each business type has its merits and drawbacks, which help the owners to determine the best suitable type of legal form for their business organization. Sole trader or sole proprietorship. A sole trader or sole proprietorship is a business owned by a single person. This person can employ as many people as needed but remains the main owner of the business. Examples of sole proprietors are market traders, hairdressers, and owners of small shops such as bakery, cafe, or stationery shops. Partnership. A partnership is a business organization owned by more than one person. In an ordinary partnership, there are between 2 and 20 owners, known as partners, the co-owners of the partnership. At least one of these partners will have unlimited liability, although it is usual practice for all the partners to share responsibility for any losses made by the business. It is possible for a partnership to have a sleeping partner or silent partner who invests money in the partnership but does not take part in the daily management of the business. It may also be possible for a partnership to be a limited liability partnership where the partners have limited liability and the partnership has a legal identity separate from its owners. Limited liability companies. Limited liability companies are owned by shareholders. The owners have the benefit of limited liability, which means that in the event of the company going bankrupt, they would not lose more than the amount they had invested in the company. They cannot be forced to sell their personal belongings like car, house, property, or other asset to repay the debt of the company. Limited liability companies can raise finance by selling shares. However, a private limited company cannot sell shares to the general public, whereas a public limited company can raise finance in this way. When a firm becomes a public limited company, it offers shares to the general public in an initial public offering or IPO on a stock exchange. All limited liability companies must be registered with the government agency that keeps records of all public and private limited companies in the country. For instance, in UK, the agency is called the Registrar of Companies to set up a limited liability company. Multinationals. A multinational corporation or MNC is an organization that operates in 2 or more countries. For example, Levi's, Starbucks, and McDonald's sell their products and services in multiple locations and countries. Various factors have made it easier for businesses to operate on a global scale. These include lower transportation costs, advances in technology such as e-commerce, and more efficient communication systems. Cooperatives. Cooperatives are business organizations that are owned and run by their members, who may be employees or customers, and have a common aim of creating value for their members in a socially responsible way. The employees or members work together towards a shared goal and each has a vote, so they can contribute to decision making. Cooperatives share profits between their members and they are distributed according to how much each person contributes to the cooperative. Cooperatives operate in many areas of business such as retail shops, financial services, credit unions, child care services, housing, and agriculture. Examples of cooperatives include Credit Agricole Group, which is the largest bank and credit union in France. Sunkist Growers, a farmer-based cooperative in the USA that produce the famous Sunkist brand of fruit juice. Ocean Spray, a leading producer of cranberry and grapefruit juice drinks owned by a grower-owned cooperative. Types of cooperative. Consumer cooperative. Consumer cooperatives are cooperatives that are owned by the customers who purchase the goods or services. Examples are childcare, housing, healthcare services, telecommunications, and utilities. The members of these cooperatives can get access to goods and services at prices usually less than those charged by a for-profit firms. Worker cooperatives. Worker cooperatives are cooperatives set up, owned, and organized democratically by the employees. Examples include Mondragon Cooperative is a Spanish cooperative that produces food and industrial products. It is one of the largest business organizations in Spain with over 50,000 members. Producer cooperatives. Producer cooperatives exist when firms cooperate and support each other in several ways. For example, farmers might create a cooperative to buy equipment, fertilizer, seeds, and marketer to sell their products collectively. Public corporations. Public corporations or public sector organizations are wholly owned by the government and are therefore funded through tax revenues. They are organizations that provide goods and services for the general public. Examples of public sector organizations are water suppliers, sewerage providers, utilities like electricity and gas boards, the post office, and state-owned news and broadcasting organizations such as ABC in Australia. Nationalisation. Nationalisation is the process of taking assets into state ownership. It is when the government takes over private sector corporations. For example, this occurred during the global financial crisis of 2008 to 2009 when several banks were partially or entirely nationalized and taken into government ownership in the UK. This is all about business organization. If you want to learn more or get notes, contact me. Bye bye.